Okay, back to recording. Also, Saturn and Pisces could make you go through some hard lessons because Pisces knows the struggle of other people. Pisces is about compassion, the soul, the journey of the soul. You're going to have to be outside of your body to see your own soul, right? And once you do that, and it means learn compassion for people. Don't be such a fucking douchebag. It's going to make you want to, like, basically, it's going to make you pathetic. And if you're not pathetic enough, and you don't admit it, or whatever, I don't know, it's not even about admit it, because Pisces is about secrets. Some of your secrets hidden talents might even be exposed, I don't know, and taken away from you, but it can give you these really amazing miracle talents, like being psychic, all types of psychic abilities, and it could give you the opportunity to be psychic and compassionate. But if you don't take that moment, like an Aries, but like, you're the Libra, North Node, kind of weird thing with other people, I don't know, use that combination, because Venus is in Pisces. Your Venus is in Pisces, so in a relationship, it teaches you have restricted relationships, probably, because they're the same sign, and so they obviously would be inflicted with each other, probably. I don't know. Maybe you're, I don't know. So it might give you like a disease or something. It might give you the worst disease ever. So it could teach you how to be in other people's feet, because Pisces is all about other people and wanting to save other people, and like being in other people's feet, like wanting to heal them. Like you might even get AIDS or HIV or something. Like it could really destroy your life. It could do that towards your Saturn return. If you don't learn a good enough lesson, it can make you feel like what other people are going through, the pain of and suffering of other people, just so you can have that high or learning of responsibility of compassion and love.
Other ways I definitely do, like just for hard times and everything. And now I definitely see like other people differently.
Yeah, it's gonna have to make you learn how to be unconditionally loving, and it's your responsibility, no one else's. Like, I love you no matter what, but Aquarius is, they accept anybody as friends. They're everybody's study. Aquarius is just like this fucking alien that probes everybody, and everybody else is this experiment to them. But they keep them as a friend because that's their wishes, hopes, and dreams. Is the true friendship is the higher good, and stuff like that. But also they want to just be a freaking gangster. And your Lilith is in Cancer, and they're like the gangster of this zodiac. They're like the fucking mind game, emotional games with people that are sneaky and creepy as fuck. Yeah, so you're gonna be like something like that. Creepy and silent with an innocent face on when you're rebelling and wanting to be intimate and making a family, pretending that your partner is a part of the family, because that's what you really want, is your partner to be accepted by your mom, which is ridiculous. Because Aquarius is always like, who cares what my parents think? So I'm going to go with the bad boy, or I'm going to go with the bad girl. And I'm the Aquarius. I'm going to rebel.
Always like that. But it's like, even then, like, I would always want my mother to, like, accept the bad person.
Right.
I would try to get her to see, like, the good in someone, or, like, just accept different sorts of people, you know?
Well,
yeah.
Well, you're the star of the show, obviously. And you have talent. So, somewhere in there. So you're figured out. Yeah. Stuff like that. And, you know, that's the Pluto in Sagittarius, and the Mercury in Capricorn made you really good at school, probably. Were you good at school? Because Aquarius is mainly like the ones that are just about social, and they just rather get to know people, and they can't make a teacher think that they know more than them. They don't want to even learn from the people that are like authority figures.
Well, you feel like, you know, as an Aquarius, it's like, I don't need any of this shit for the real world. This isn't spiritual. Like, I know all this, or, you know, like, even though I know all this, like, I feel like there's more important shit to learn, and I feel like I should be the one teaching the class, because I could teach way better things.
Exactly. But also, you also have Sun in Aquarius, which is part of Saturn, which is you have more lessons learned in that, and how you communicate and think. And that's why you're so serious about it. And it's just weirdly interesting. Like, everything just is about everything. That's cool. Whatever's clever. And yeah, I guess that wraps it up. Thank you ever so kindly. We'll talk about compatibility or something later, or whatever you want. It's on, but it doesn't mean it's going to capture anything. God. It's about to die, so I might as well not. Everything's so great. All my equipment's fucking dying and being bullshitty after I charged it all night. Okay. Your Venus actually happens to be in Pisces, so the qualities you're looking into others is the unconditional loving and forgiving, because you're probably going to be an asshole and you need forgiveness. Plus, you're forgiving in a relationship too. And you're probably looking for someone to suck up to you because your moon is in Leo. Because you are Venus in Pisces and you see everyone as a soulmate to you. When your Venus is in the 12th house, or if your Venus is in Pisces, which 12th house is ruled by Pisces, it's the soul. You treat everyone like they're your soulmate. You treat everyone unconditional loving. You come as you are in a relationship. Your Mars, is this true?
Yeah, it's definitely true.
Okay, your Mars is in Aquarius. This is where your ego is, because your sun sign's in Aquarius. Your moon is in Leo. Your inner being is a polarity of your sun sign. Your Mars is your Aquarius, so your ego is your sex life. And plus, how you get mad at other people. Your ego is on the line. Like, when you get mad at somebody, the way you get them back, the way you react is to make them take their own medicine. Like, what they did to you is what you're going to do to them, back to them, just to show them that they need discipline on what they just did to you. Like, what's wrong with you? Why are you such a bad...
Like a parent with a child, yeah, I know, I get that a lot. Yeah.
What? What'd you say?
Yeah, I get that a lot. It's like a parent. I said I get that a lot, like a parent with a child. I act like a parent with a child when I'm getting someone back. I give them a taste of their medicine, you know.
And your sex life, anything goes. Like, with your... You can have sex with your friends. Anything goes. Anything weird... Anything that stimulates your mind goes, right? That's Mars. And your willpower. So you put all your willpower into social media and getting yourself out there, being connected, having a revolution, making friends, whatever. Your Pluto is actually in Sagittarius. When you're isolated, you isolate yourself when you're in your philosophy, when you're thinking about things, like when you're teaching yourself, like when you're at school, probably. Your Neptune's in Capricorn. Your Uranus is actually in Aquarius. It's at home with itself. So, okay, so when you're alone, when you isolate yourself kind of ways, your Saturn is in Pisces. You're going to learn lessons that are really hard. Like, you have to learn how to forgive other people. You're going to have to learn how to be unconditional loving to other people when you're looking for that in other people, when you're not even doing that yourself. You're having restrictions on being that yourself when you're looking for the hypocritical thing in other people. And that's how you heal yourself. And you lack being a hypocrite. And you're going to be starting to be a hypocrite while you're gaining characteristics of being a Libra yourself. You understand? When you're trying to balance things, you're going to go through hypocriticness. You're going to go through that stuck-up phase where you don't want anything to be but balance, and you're going to have to learn how to forgive others. You're going to have to learn how to be an unconditional loving person. You're going to have to learn how to be psychic. You are psychic, but it's your responsibility. No one can help you out to do this. No one's going to help you be unconditional loving. You have to do it all by yourself. You have a harder lesson on being spiritual yourself. People are going to tell you not to do it. Your dad told you. Your dad was either overly religious and unconditional loving, but he didn't want to take responsibility for you because he was on drugs. He'd rather do drugs than take care of you. That's probably what your father is. That's authority figures bash you when you're trying to be spiritual. And you know what I mean? It's like it's crushed, like you crushed your spirit when you're trying to get in tune with your spirit. You know what I mean? If you really want to be spiritual, you're going to have to do this all from scratch. One by one, everything is harder for you to be spiritual for some harder reason. And it's your dad that left you with that idea that, you know, you forgave your dad a lot. You were stuck up to your dad and forgave your dad because he went through gave you all these trials, maybe, right? Or wrong?
Right.
Right?
You're right.
What do you mean? Did your dad stop taking responsibility for you and he'd rather do drugs or something like that? And he'd rather choose a spiritual stuff over... Did he tell you?
He was just like, his mind wasn't always there at times, so like, he would always be like on the run or some shit, you know? And like, yeah, definitely that. unfortunately, he was like always on the run or just not there like my mother was.
Right, your mother was there to be this, make you the star of the show, basically. It doesn't mean she was like your mom. She was just someone to teach you to be on stage. But your dad, yeah, like he just left you stranded and allowed you to be taken care of by strangers or something like that, and get you a variety of other people in life to be exposed to. And that's Saturn and Pisces. And Saturn and Pisces is also another hard lesson. If you're not learning lessons through the authority of the spirit itself, like it wants you to be a loving person. If you're a fucking dick about it, it's gonna fucking kick your ass. If you're not a Pisces, it's gonna beat your ass until you are this worthless, pathetic, suicidal Kurt Cobain. Unless Kurt Cobain didn't kill himself. I mean, he could have been killed by a narcissist. Who knows? But like, you're not allowed to be spiritual, but you're supposed to be, if you want to be. If you want to be, it's your responsibility alone. You have to do it all by yourself. It wants you to be creative and all the bullshit. It's trying to teach you, discipline you to be this Pisces fish, to teach you what's it like to be isolated in the ocean and have all these creatures that are strange around you and get in tune with it and all this bullshit. Being a Christ person, all but your purpose is Libra, so that's what you don't have. You need to give up being so aggressive and doing things without thinking, and it would help. But that's comfortable for you to do. Go back to your past self, but it's not something you want to get rid of. It's something you teach to others. You teach this to other people, but you came in here to gain the characteristics of Libra, like a hypocrite. Anyway, but. And beauty and relationships with other, like a marriage partner. You're lacking thinking for the needs of others. You're lacking about a scale for other people to sit on, because you're only just thinking about yourself. It's too hard to let someone else sit on you, an element of them, when they're so different from you too at the same time, and you just don't know what to do with it. And that's like a Libra thing too, like the evil within yourself and the goodness of yourself too is also a black and white thing that you should be learning how to do. I don't know. It's the 7th house. It's other people, learn about, there's other people out there, there's needs to other people. You can't just be all about yourself, be selfish, even when you have a moon in Leo. Crap. Be like, me. Look at me when I shine. Look at me because I'm shining for me. But Leo should shine for others. And when they get to know you in the inner self, you give them the stage. You be their fan. That's the gift of Leo. That's the gift of the gold source. That's what people want. They want to be sitting with someone who's with Britney Spears, right? Or something like that.
Right.
I don't know. Earn, I don't know, something like that. But Saturn and Pisces is hidden talent. So you have a lot of hidden talents that you can't find out because you're too restricted from it. People are telling you don't be them, but it will help you find out them by going to them in a certain way too. Like, they just don't want you to have a heart. They don't want you to be the spirit, and that's when you sell yourself to fucking devil because of Saturn. When you don't, you do your Saturn right, which is in Pisces, your Saturn return could probably come when you're 28, 29, 30, 31 or something like that. And when whatever you're doing in that time period, make sure you're doing something that you want to be doing for 2 years. Like, make sure it's what you really want. And some of that stuff will be taken away from you. Like, even your spiritual life, like, it could be taken away from you just because you were a fucking dick about it or whatever. Just because you didn't do it right, and it's going to tell you, do you really honestly want to be tuned in? Do you really honestly want to be psychic? And then he'll be like, yeah, and I got a glance of it, and I could see his spirits for a little bit, but it will take that away from you into where you're like, I don't even want to be this anymore. But it wants you to do it. It wants you to be in the state of mind of spirit, basically. And then you sell beauty in there and all your fucking bullshit. You look at the qualities in others. You can see the qualities in others is the thing that Pisces sees, is that you can see their talents. You can pick out their talents whether they know it or not. Like, they're not aware of themselves. They're not aware of how good they could be and creative that they could be. But
I always see everyone's higher
Yeah, that's an Aquarius. Aquarius knows what somebody else could want and crave and have, but they are not aware of it. But you think, why doesn't everybody know what they want? How come everybody doesn't even know what kind of stuff they could be and what they could want and be? And then you pick that out for them. Like, you can see the things that they are not being aware of. They're just like going through their day blind, and you're like, this is your head, you just cut it off the chicken, put your head back on, because here's a little piece of my head, and I know that your head could be bargaining with a larger scale of your higher self. Be aware of your higher self. There is a higher self to everyone. Aquarius, the world's a higher self. The authority and discipline and tolerance, something that a Libra is not going to care about, because they're an entomologist. They're not human. They're not even animal. And Gemini, they don't care. They're, oh my gosh, it's crazy. So a Libra is someone you can bring to your family and introduce to your mom and dad. Aquarius is too weird and too embarrassing to be around, and too, you know what I mean? Which is weird. But they're the ones that are really doing the good things. And Libras are just showing that they're kind and stuff, but they're kind of just hypocritical, and they're douchebags.
They want everyone to like them. Everyone likes a Libra. Libras want everyone to like them.
Mm-hmm.
And with us Aquarius, it's just like, well, no one understands me, and that's fine. I don't care.
Exactly, because you're the highest trend. You're the futuristic mind. You're the thing that they're going to try to want to be when they stop being scared of themselves. You're the you know, you're the evolved one, and they think that you're the outcast because you're too weird. But really, you're the incast. You're the future incast. And the thing about you, postponing things is the worst thing an Aquarius can do. If you this is you. You are the future. You're gonna have to learn how to act like an Aries, which you already accomplished being Aries. But now it's like you have to learn how to be a Libra in your moments that you live in. Postponing things for an Aquarius is hell, because everybody's going to keep up with the things, and they might even find out the trends that you originally created yourself. And you should have put it out there in social media. You should put it out there before anybody else could have touched it. They hate copyright the most, this Aquarius, but Aquariuses see other people's ideas because they are the ruler of ideas, and they create from an idea. They create something bigger, ideas around it, and they rather talk about the ideas than do the ideas like a Capricorn does. But
oh my God, dude,
but your Mercury isn't.
So right. It's like I have all these great ideas, you know, that would bring me so much money, and not just about money, but that would just make me feel fulfilled. Like I know I'm doing what I'm supposed to do, but it always seems like the timing's just never right. I'm always like, well, I need to do this and that and the other first before I can do this, you know?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Your Mercury is in Capricorn, so the way you think and communicate is more serious and more put together and stable, and it's going to be more about your reputation, about your hard work, but also being about it is talking about it, and I don't know, communicating, writing things down with your hands. I don't know, your third house has to do with like writing and making your signatures and telling your stories.
Write all day. I always have
like a school, like you.
Always.
This chart that you have means that I think that you are really good at studying, and you're really good at school, because when you isolate yourself for your philosophy, when you're in your darkness and despair, you learn a lot more, and you're more happy-go-lucky and jovial when you're in the darkness and despair. When you're talking about sex or something like that too. Like when you're mysterious to yourself, you're in your philosophy and you're expanding, you're learning. And that's like you isolating yourself just to study and do your homework. And that's something that you are good at, right?
Yeah. My mother always says I work better alone, always.
Yeah, you learn.
Right, always.
You succeed better alone doing your own thing. Plus, with that Aquarius self, obviously, you know, it's like the karma thing. Oh no. But yeah, your Lilith is in Cancer, so you're proud of your whole family. You rebel to keep your family, to be a family guy. You want to probably have kids. Is that what you want to do?
Yeah, definitely.
To be feminine, more emotional. Let's see. The 4th house is your home and comfort. All about your comfort. You'll manipulate other people just for your comfort. Like you're probably a piece of shit like this. Like, okay, if somebody comes over to your motherfucking house to hang out and like they're not allowed to come in or something and they need to be outside and you lie to someone to make them leave and then they catch you in a lie, you have to confront them and you're not going to confront them. But when you do, you can't admit that you don't want to be outside because it's cold. And that's just because of your own selfish comfort. And like, is that really what you're like? Like, you just can't admit that you're not comfortable with that.
Yeah, like, it's very unintentional, and I gotta catch myself sometimes, like, I'm being selfish right now. Like, let me not be selfish, you know? Yeah.
And that's ridiculous.
Unintentional.
It's ridiculous, but, you know, the way Aquarius works in the same, that's really good, is that you learn, you know how to disarm other people's war. Being a Mars in Aquarius, in a fight, you know how to disarm the other person. Even if you manipulated them and went psycho and made them go crazy, you learn how to pull off the armor of them and get rid of the guns and the weapons and go back to being a friendly person. And plus, going to your moon in a Leo is another charming thing with the intimacy, and you're always manipulating people because you have these astrology placements that has that grabbing at other people's emotions in a way and shining light on them, I guess, when they're around your presence. A big of the narcissist, you know, like they want to know how to self-love themselves, and that's what you know how to do on your inside.
Yeah.
And people will walk over volcano lava just to make it up for you, but this is not going to really be too much, as they're going to go halfway and they're not going to finish, because you also have a, you know, Saturn and Pisces. You're going to have to do the walking on the fucking lava. No one else has to go that whole way just to please you. You're going to have to please you, and that's your responsibility. You're going to have to go to the spirit. No one's going to, you know, do it for you. But they will still praise you when they get closer to you. And closer to you, they can see that light in you that shines for them, and in the source, you know, the light. That they feel love. And they feel creative. But because they want to have fun with you too once they get to know you on the inner self. But when the fun's over, you throw them away like a dumbass asshole. Like, that's stupid.
Yeah.
When you say yes, like, why would you do that? Like,
because you see, here's the thing, like, alright, I was looking it up, like, Aquarius men, like, we feel like if we love someone and we know we love someone, like, we don't feel like...
You don't ever have to say you love them. You don't ever have to say, I love you. They should already know, is that it?
It just makes me uncomfortable to be, like, so mushy-gushy, and it's
so
like,
true.
I hate, like, showing my feelings too much. You get what I'm saying? And it's like, I hate to be too comforted and too, like, loved on, and I hate all that too much.
That's so great.
It just gets too overwhelming.
This
so
is very interesting.
Myself, because it's like, it's just too much, you know?
That's hard for me to explain, but I know exactly what you mean. I'm so glad you explained that. Okay.
Yeah.
Because that's the truth. Okay. That Aquarius says, yeah, they don't really like that. They don't know how to appreciate others. They don't know how to show appreciation. Everyone should know that they appreciate them because they tolerated you. They put you in your. They welcomed you. They were your friend. They were always your friend. That's outcast.
Because I'm like, I want them to understand that, like, I do appreciate you. I just don't know how to show it. I do love you, and I can show it, but I can't show it to the degree that you want me to because it just feels too overwhelming to me.
Yeah, so you can have dignity. So you can have dignity. You can be above.
Love you is just like I hate showing it.
It's basically you want to be above your own emotions because they're like hallucinations. They get you delusional, and you want to be mentally alert and have dignity there instead of the rushed into your emotions, like, because they're silly. They're like whatever sometimes, and that's how that is. And I'm going to click this off. Hold on. What?
You were so accurate. Like, you were accurate on everything.
Trying to get my comment. I had to record that part. That's funny. Say goodbye to the camera. Toodles. We'll meet again, maybe. If you're loyal enough. If you're loyal enough because you're fucking Moon and Leo, because when the fun's over, bye-bye, bitch. Bye-bye. I don't care about you in my life. Used you for what I wanted.
It's just like when things get too, like, close and I, like, close off, like a little kid, I just close off. But, like, I love, like, I keep open friendships and all types of things like that forever. So I don't just run, I just, like, close off when things get too, like, I don't know,
smothering
and everything. But thank you so freaking much.
Well, thank you for popping up some ideas in my head about that compatible thing that we talked about waiting and recording. That was really good. That was fun. I'm going to start a compatible series about all the signs. But it's easier to talk about when I'm talking to somebody, with somebody, instead of just talking to the camera by myself. That's ridiculous. I don't know. It was cool because you asked me about you and a Libra or something like that. We should do that. Recording.
Yeah, you were so accurate about that last night, yeah.
That was cool. We maybe just do that again. Ask me more questions about it in the next time.